Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Sticks and Spirits, coming to you from chilly Boulder Point here in Michigan today. Today we're going to talk about our 1 seed, Austin Powers and Gold Member, against the 8 seed, Police Academy. And we're going to be drinking, while we discuss this Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye. And we're going to be smoking the Sereno Royal Maduro Double X cigar. Now, a couple interesting things about the Sweet Mash Rye. First, it's called the Sweet Mash. The typical bourbon and rye that we drink is a sour mash, which means they take some of the spent mash, the grain mixture, after it's been distilled, and they put it in to the new distillate to ensure certain things happen. Sweet mash is done with all fresh ingredients every time. And the other interesting thing, it's out of Nashville, Tennessee, not Nashville, Tennessee, Nashville, Indiana.
Right.
Nashville, Indiana. The other interesting thing about this Sweet Mash Rye is ryes have to be 51%, and a lot of them don't go a lot higher than that because they use corn for sweetness, because rye is the spiciest of the grains that we make whiskeys with. And or wheat, which has a more neutral flavor but gives you the grain that you want. This is 94% rye.
Oh boy.
That's
So this is going to be spicy.
It's got 117.5 proof, so I think that's got some balls to it. That's what I think we're going to get here. And then on the cigar, this is a Sereno. It's made in Nicaragua. It's made with the wrapper's an Ecuadorian Havana. We've talked about the Ecuadorian Sumatra before. This is also grown in Ecuador, great growing region there, but it's made with Habano seeds, with a Jalapa Criollo wrapper and Nicaraguan filler. Got this when I was at the Cigar Whiskey Fest in Tampa. They gave these out for free. I tried it, enjoyed it, bought a box.
Okay.
Thought we'd try it together. This is going to be new for all of us. So let's give this a smell.
Actually smells sweet.
It smells sweet.
It
Yeah.
smells sweeter than I expected.
A lot.
Based on
more than I
the
expected.
mash bill and the intro there.
It smells like whiskey. It's
Yeah.
like straight up whiskey. I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely getting more
I'm
of
getting
this.
spice.
Yeah.
It's not as hot as I thought it would be.
No.
It's not. But yeah, I'm definitely getting a lot of the spice in the aromatics.
Yeah. I get a lot
I
of
get a
that.
little ethanol.
Yeah, it's definitely coming across hot on the nose, but it's not as hot on the palate.
I'm getting some floral taste, like in a positive way, not like you chewing flowers. Which
No, agreed. I think that's going to be that would be part of the rye mixture, right?
Now, sweet has nothing to do with it being sweet or not sweet. It's simply the
Yeah,
the way that it's made.
The taste was not sweet.
Yeah, it's not.
Not sweet at all.
No, but it's
expecting-
not. But it's not sweet. I mean,
It's not overpowering.
yeah, because the oak is still going to give you some of that the burnt caramel, the burnt vanilla into it. And now this cigar, and I lit mine up a little bit earlier because we usually talk to you guys about our first expression, and I wanted to get into the second, third. One of the things I noticed is that it's an oilier wrapper, and I really enjoy the way it feels in the mouth. It's a good mouth feel. Just like Preparation H feels good on the whole, this feels good on the mouth.
Nice foreshadow.
Right.
So what do you guys think before we get into the movies?
This is a very pleasant draw. That
it's a
very first draw and just
Very easy.
That flavor profile in this one is very good.
That wrapper,
A little cocoa on it.
Timmy, is smooth, and I'm starting to get a lot of flavor from it.
Yeah, really, really nice.
Yeah, it's a very easy draw.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, your initial thoughts on the flavors. This feels and looks like a little bit more heavy of a cigar as
Yeah.
your palate's growing.
It's not though.
Yeah.
I find it fairly light.
Yeah.
fairly easy
So
to draw.
this is interesting. The last couple of, or at least the last few cigars out of I don't know how many,
Yeah.
we've had what would be considered medium to light-bodied cigars. They had a lot of flavors to it.
Yes.
This really is a full-bodied cigar, but not a lot, not the same level of
Right,
flavors that
right.
I'm used to
It's
from a
not-
full-body cigar.
Not overpowering of a
Yeah,
full.
but I enjoy the smoke. I enjoy the mouthfeel. I really do. I mean, I like the oil on the wrapper.
It's different. I don't think. Have we had a cigar with that kind of wrapper and feel to it? I don't think we have.
I don't think we have yet.
We'll check the records.
Well, there's one I'm thinking of that if we haven't had, we will. It's
Okay.
the Drew Estates Undercrown Sun Grown. I get a very similar, not flavor, but I get a very similar wrapper experience.
Right.
Yeah.
And I really like that. I've talked to you about that a lot of times, how I like that,
You do.
that mouthfeel. And this is very similar.
Great burn. Great burn out of the
It
gate here.
smokes fantastic. And it's a newer cigar as well, just like this is a newer whiskey. They've been around since 2015, didn't release until I think 2019 was their first release.
Okay.
It's a small batch made with 30 barrels. And this
Okay.
is only their 4th edition
I see.
of their sweet mash rye.
Now, Timmy, is it rare? So they're from Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Bourbon and everything we've tasted is primarily Kentucky on the bourbon trail. Is it becoming more common for these companies to start outside of Kentucky, or is this a rare phenomenon here?
So that's a great question. And a lot of people still think that by law you can only make bourbon in Kentucky.
Okay.
And that's not true. It has to be in the United States, but it doesn't have to just be in Kentucky. High West is out of Utah, Bowman Brothers out of Virginia. You've got Garrison Brothers and Still Austin out of Texas.
Okay.
The Still Austin we've tried. And so it's becoming more accepted and more known outside. Indiana borders Kentucky.
Sure. Sure.
And there are some bourbons that source their liquid. In other words, they buy barrels from a source company and then put it and do their own blend and their own mixes.
Okay.
And the biggest one there is called MGP, and it's in Indiana.
Interesting.
So Indiana is Kentucky still is by far the biggest producer by volume, but Indiana's close, and now you're seeing in almost every state. We had a Michigan
Sure.
bourbon last week, so Indiana's got some good bourbons in it now, for sure, and it borders on Kentucky, and
I like it.
And now Kentucky primarily because of the climate, right? That's why
the climate
bourbon
is great.
made
Also, the limestone water. They've got the only limestone shelf aquifer in the United States.
Okay.
And they say that water makes a big difference. I don't know. I like bourbons from all over the place.
Sure.
My favorites are still from Kentucky.
Yep.
I don't know if it's the water.
Right.
It was that, and also, the distillers came down from Pennsylvania when we were moving out west right after the Revolutionary War, and corn goes bad. But if you distill it, it doesn't go bad, and that's really how it started. And it used to not only be something they would drink, it used to be currency.
Okay.
They'd trade bourbon for goods.
Sure.
So that's kind of how it happened in Kentucky, between the water and the moving down from Pennsylvania.
All right.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
so-
question on the cigar, real quick. If you look in there, there's a significant color difference in the middle.
Yep.
Is that part of why we're drawn so well? Because whatever.
I don't
a
think
different
so.
leaf, a
I think what
different-
you have is that when they put their fillers together,
Yep.
they did it for the blend of the flavor, and they may have slightly different colors just in the fillers.
Okay. All right.
I'd probably
never
not
seen
probably
one
not through
that-
the job, but I do see the
Yeah.
distinct colors in there, as you do as well. So, all right. Well, with that, let's
get in the movies.
Let's get into the movies.
Absolutely.
So it's a 1 seed. Let's start with the 1 seed. Austin Powers Gold Member.
Do you want to start, Timmy? Because from the get-go of this,
listen.
this has been one of your favorite films that we have ever talked about.
This is my movie. Me and my kids, especially my daughter Jess and my son Josh. I had them watch this movie with me when they were far too young. In fact, I have a picture that I'll put on the pod of me and my son when he was in kindergarten, when we were in the Halloween parade, and I was dressed as Austin Powers and he was dressed as Minnie.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
And my daughter to this day calls me Faja. And even when she texts me, that's what she writes, Fahza, Faja. This is one of my favorite movies. So I won't get in. I want to share the spotlight, but I will say, if you've seen all the movies, one of the things that I always remember is going into the theater, watching this movie. The first time I was so excited because I'd watched the first two and I loved them. And the opening scene, it looks like James Bond or Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible. And I was getting agitated in the movie theater saying, that's not Austin Powers.
Right.
And then he pops down out of his parachute, and it's Tom Cruise, and then Gwyneth Paltrow as Dixie Normus. And I was like, okay, this is going to be great. And it was. Love this movie.
Yeah.
And in full disclosure for me, I never saw Goldmember until now.
Oh wow!
Oh, really?
And I have not.
So I think we were probably the only ones who have never seen this
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. And
Okay.
I did not like the Austin Powers series. I thought it was just dumb. Like, I just didn't care for it. And I guess that shows you how you age, because I thought that movie was hysterical.
But also, you haven't seen it, and we would agree this is the best of the
Oh,
three.
I would say that.
That's why this one is in and the other two aren't.
Okay, fair enough. Because this one, I was thinking that's going to be just a dumb comedy that I'm going to be bored of, but I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a great comedy.
I think they did put Mike Myers, who plays obviously multiple characters in all of these movies. I think he was very instrumental in, if they were going to do a third one, it had to hit the marks. And I think you're right, Tim. I think it far was superior to the first two.
Yeah.
And yes, it's hysterical in my view as well.
Yeah, hit the marks. Hit all of it. I love when they went back in time to the kids, to the young Austin Powers and the young number 2 and the young Dr. Evil. And those kids were so money.
Yeah, they did great.
Who throws a cupcake? Honestly.
The number 2 character was hilarious to me. Of just the yes man to Dr. Evil.
The mole character was amazing.
Oh,
as well.
Fred Savage.
don't call him Mole.
Don't call him.
And what's his name? Michael Caine.
Yes.
Austin Powers Faja.
Yes. Is everything proportional?
Is everything proportional? My God, you're a tripod. It's like a baby holding an apple. A baby's arm holding
His
an
arm
apple.
holding an apple.
I will say, as never seeing the film, and we said this last week too, watching it with you guys, it truly takes the movie up to a different level.
It does. It
It,
elevates.
it helps me so much. I haven't seen the other Austin Powers either. It's just a funny, great film.
And I'm going to challenge you to, outside of this,
Yes.
is to watch the first two, just to get a better idea of what the character builds were. I think it'll help understand some of it. Not to say you don't, but I think having that in your mind of where they started and how it explains,
Yeah.
just better
Especially
ties
Fat
in.
Bastard.
100%
Yes.
with that bastard.
Yes.
And even Mini-Me,
Yeah.
And even Mini-Me.
'Cause he
Correct.
wasn't in
That's
the
right.
first
He
one.
wasn't in the first one.
Yeah.
That's right.
so
So Oz is in here to defend Police Academy.
I recall Police Academy being his. He wanted it in.
He
His
wanted
Mustang,
it.
yeah. One of his.
I actually enjoyed the movie, and I hate sounding like a broken record in all these films. With these older films, I'm just enjoying the movie. Maybe it's just because I've never seen it. It's funny. I don't think it has as funny of scenes or parts as Austin Powers.
It's another one of those funny stories.
Yes.
Not as many jokes.
Yes.
And I mean, it was funnier when I was 8 watching, Police Academy, R-rated movie.
I wasn't allowed to watch R-rated movies at 8.
If you remember from Airplane, the PG.
So that was one of the funny parts to me is Police Academy is rated R,
Right.
and I think it was 4 years after Airplane, 1984,
Yeah. Well,
and Airplane is PG.
Well, there was more boobs.
Big difference.
There was more boobs.
There was more boobs in Police Academy.
I'll always enjoy Tackleberry. He's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, like watching it now, I chuckled numerous times. I might have did the laugh out loud, a couple times. Comparatively speaking to Goldmember, which I had a lot more laugh out loud moments. But I would say this is I think Police Academy kind of follows what we've seen in the older comedies. Fun story. The story gives you just as much as the actors have put on it.
Agreed.
Whereas I think Goldmember combines everything we've seen in every comedy we watched till now, whether it's
Yes.
the actors' actions, the story, the lines that they're saying. I think all of it is combined in a clever manner.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But Police Academy on its own,
The guy in the academy who's like
commandant?
thinks he's in war or
Oh,
just taking
yeah.
it so unloading all the guns that he run. I love that guy.
Tackleberry.
Yes. Yeah.
that's Tackleberry, and I can assure you, in later movies, he becomes even a bigger, better character.
Yeah, he does.
Especially when he finds his future wife. Foreshadow.
Right.
Oh my God.
The thing is, I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it as much as I remembered it. That I'm probably have the opposite experience like you were, Shoots. I've seen it so many times. How did that get 140 sequels?
I saw when I was renting like all the films after it, and I'm
Right,
like,
there's like, right, exactly.
You know, it goes to show you that Hollywood hasn't changed that much. If you find something that hits well with the audience,
Just keep doing it.
keep
doing it.
milking that well, because you're gonna continue. And actually, to be fair, like we talked about in the Austin Powers Goldmember, collectively we thought the third one's better than the first two. I would say, I almost wish we would have put a different version of the Police Academy, one of the sequels.
Okay, so
because I think maybe it's Citizens on Patrol, maybe it's the one right before that. I would have said might be better suited for the
what we're
competition.
doing.
yeah. And I also learned, don't go to the Blue Oyster Bar.
You're not going.
If I ever see a restaurant, I'm like, I'm not going in
Well
there.
said.
You know what? It's just dancing. Feel free to go in and check it out.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about we're getting down into the cigars. You're getting down into the bourbon, and then we'll vote.
Sure.
What are you thinking?
Cigar-wise, great burn throughout. I'm getting into the last third here. Really like this wrapper, Timmy. Really like it. The flavor's great. It's not overpowering by any means. Just a very enjoyable cigar.
I have nothing to go against what you just said. I think you nailed it. It's extremely enjoyable. It's an easy smoke.
Yeah.
And it's fulfilling. And you said this is a newer cigar company.
It really, it's a new cigar company.
Okay, so I understand why you bought a box.
I wish that we were pairing this with a different whiskey because I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really enjoy the whiskey a tremendous amount. I do know this: it overpowers the cigar.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying the cigar much more.
Much more.
So I'm going to do this one again
Yep.
with
Right.
with probably bourbon.
Yeah.
It would make more sense that way.
Yeah.
This is not a rye or a drink. If I'm at the liquor store, I would say, I got to get this
What's
again.
the price point on that?
It's a $79. Yeah, it's actually a relatively high price point as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that because it's newer? They're just,
So some of the craft distilleries, the boutiques that don't produce a tremendous amount,
Yep.
have to charge more to support what they're doing.
Sure.
And
Sure.
some of them are worth it, and some of them aren't.
if it was between this rye and the Willet rye that we did recently,
Yes,
I would
the
take the
family
Willet rye
rye,
Yes.
100%.
over this every time.
And they're a similar price point.
And they are similar price points. So that's just my opinion. I mean, I'm enjoying it on the cube more so, but again, I don't like the pairing. But I love the cigar, and I'm glad you brought it to try. For this.
And I don't think it's bad. I just don't love it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm not upset. It doesn't fit the palate the same as some of the other ones.
No, to me,
You barely even touched it, Mike.
I don't like it. I'll be honest with you, I don't like it. It tastes like a cheap whiskey.
Tell us how you really feel.
Not a fan.
Don't like it, not a fan. Won't buy it. The cigar I like. This is very enjoyable. It's very light. It's easy to draw. There's flavor though. When I say light, there's still flavor.
His palate's growing.
It's
starting to grow. Like I can taste some things now.
We are your
this
Padawans,
kills it.
Timmy.
But
And Timmy, I'm sorry. What was the price point on the cigar?
Oh, about $11.
Not bad.
That fits, and
It's easy. We're easily worth $11. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cigar,
All right. Well, let's vote.
Based on my commentary earlier, I think it's going to be pretty easy for me to go with the number one seed of Goldmember for this round.
Enjoyed the 8-seed Police Academy. Funny movie. Not as funny though as Goldmember. Yeah, baby. Goldmember for me.
This was a true 1-8 matchup. 8 got crushed. Goldmember for me.
Wow.
Well, we're gonna go gold member. It's gonna be anticlimactic. Sorry, Oz, who's gonna vote now?
My vote is Police Academy. While I laughed at Goldmember and loved the movie, it wasn't as good as Police Academy. I laughed more and just enjoyed it more than Goldmember.
And he went for Police Academy.
His baby.
And Noble.
See ya.
And Noble's gonna vote.
Austin Powers. Goldmember versus Police Academy. A battle of laughs and limits. When it comes to sheer laugh-out-loud moments, Austin Powers. Goldmember had me cracking up with its ridiculous, over-the-top gags and relentless absurdity. The humor is unapologetically dumb in the best way. The kind that sneaks up on you and leaves you wheezing. But as the movie wore on, the magic started to fade. Watching Mike Myers juggle yet another character began to feel less like a clever gimmick and more like a tiresome shtick. There's only so much of one man in wigs and accents I can take before the charm wears thin. On the other hand, Police Academy delivered a different kind of comedy, simpler, more nostalgic, and definitely more spread out across a lovable ensemble. It didn't hit the same comedic highs as Goldmember, but it also didn't overstay its welcome. The humor is lighter, the pacing more relaxed, and the variety of characters kept things feeling fresh. It's a film that knows its lane and sticks to it without trying too hard. In the end, despite laughing harder at Goldmember, I found myself panic voting for Police Academy. Maybe it was the comfort of the 80s vibe, or maybe I just needed a break from seeing Mike Myers' face in every scene. Either way, Police Academy wins by being fun without feeling like a one-man show. Final verdict: Goldmember made me laugh harder. Police Academy made me happier.
And also Police Academy.
Interesting.
And here's what I have to say about that. Police Academy, move down the bench.
Pack Joe bags.
That's an old one that did not age.
If Chap sends in a vote, it's now.
It's now. So we have it. We now have Goldmember moves on.
Yep.
I'm happy. My daughter will be very happy. I would have been in trouble if
Yep.
it didn't move on.
Yep.
Tomorrow we're going as a
Big
crew
day.
to watch Monty Python in the theater.
Yes.
Monty Python is going up against Strange Brew, which we will do next week.
Love it.
Until we see you then, we're going to go get warm. So
Absolutely.
keep your sticks lit, keep your spirits high. Cheers.
Cheers.